And it's fast, it's healthy, it's a crowd pleaser. We're making an award-winning pasta recipe that you can make for your family this weekend.
Plus, today's the big day. Our own Megan Newquist and Patrick Hammer from Fun. That looks difficult.
Welcome back to Twin Cities Live. So you can totally change up the flavor of a plain pasta dish with just a little bit of spice, and it can warm you up on a cold day like today. It's packed with vitamin A, vitamin C, all things that I have needed all week long.
Very good for you. And with his award-winning red pepper pasta recipe cooking for dads, Rob Barrett is here.
Hello, Rob.
Good to be here. Very good. This is really the first recipe that I came up with. This was remember Sydney's, the restaurant?
Yeah.
They had this red pepper and sausage linguine, and so it was my favorite dish, and I always would get it every time I went there.
Really?
And I was at home cooking one night, and I said, I wonder if I can kind of make something like that. So I did, and I got really close, and then I was talking with this ex-con in the church basement, and he gave me a couple tips, and actually it became better. Became better than the Sydney's, and so I couldn't get it there anymore.
Because they closed.
Well, but even when they were, because my version is better, I thought.
So you weren't a cook until then?
Well, I would cook a little, but that was the first one that I kind of came up with. This is my first original recipe, if you will.
Okay.
And then, you know, since it's been on your show, we've had a few more. But
yeah, we're going to talk about that in a little bit.
We're going to get started. Just a little garlic to close the garlic.
You want this in here?
One red pepper cut up. You'll throw that in.
Okay. Here,
the
I'm
whole
just gonna
thing?
use this little
Whole thing. Throw that whole thing in.
Oh, John hates peppers and onions.
No, you know what? I'm going to give a little behind-the-scenes secret. I tried this before the show today.
You did?
Yes, and
Where was I?
Rob gave me a bite that included pepper, and I just chomped on a big piece of pepper.
How'd you do?
And you know, it's totally cool. When it's in pastas, the peppers, the onions, the tomatoes, they kind of get drowned out a little bit. It was just fine. I'd do it without the pepper, preferably, but it was fine.
It really adds a nice sweetness if you let this cook for just like 30 seconds or a minute until it just starts getting darker red. Then we're going to add a pound of cooked sausage that I cooked ahead of time.
Always good.
We're going to add about 3 inches of rosemary.
So you do it with a little style?
Wow.
Little style is always good. Just stir that around. You're mixing up these flavors. This rosemary's flying all over.
Oh, that's
there we go. Rosemary is what makes this recipe good.
I love rosemary.
Then we're going to take just a normal jar of pasta.
Okay, come on.
Can you do that for me?
Goodness,
That'd be great.
honestly, wow.
Please get that, because I don't want to have the pressure on me.
I really can't.
It's going to come down to me, isn't it?
Dude, what did you do?
I didn't do anything to it. I know, I did. It was all a bit, but apparently it actually is hard. Sorry.
Goodness gracious.
There we go. Okay, pour that whole thing in.
Oh, nice
Thank you
work,
so much.
Nice work.
Don't send the boy
They didn't call me muscles in college for nothing.
Who called you muscles? You?
Well, I did.
Yeah.
But,
Okay, pour that whole thing in.
Okay.
Just a basic jar of pasta sauce. We're going to add about a handful of Parmesan cheese. Just grab that, toss that in.
Yep.
Just stir this up.
good. Okay.
Yep, that's awesome.
And this is the whole sauce.
This is it. Actually, the last bit we're going to do is add just a splash of cream.
Bring it on.
So this is going to lighten the color, and then it's also going to... That's good. Whoa.
I like how Rob makes us feel like we're contributing because he passes over the plate to give us the ingredient to put into the plate.
I know.
We're like, yeah, look at what we're all making together.
Right.
This is great.
It's a team. It's
good. He's nice.
So what it does is it takes away some of the acidity of the tomatoes and mixes up the sweetness of the peppers with the sausage, and you get something that's a little like this.
This looks
like
really, really good.
Okay, so we are going to sample that. Actually, I've already sampled it. You guys sample it too.
What is the deal?
Okay,
you should
sample
have
that.
this. We're done. I mean, we can eat this. It's not like, oh, then come back an hour later or anything.
No,
this is ready to go.
Isn't it good?
Ridiculously delicious.
So let's talk about the book. Now, Rob Barrett, author.
Yeah.
Tell us about this cookbook you got.
Well, you know, I've been on your show, and you've been so nice to me, and you've had me on so many times.
The cookbook we have on the screen looks to be a little bit thicker than the one I see right here.
Right, it is.
It's
That's the version 2.
Okay.
But what's happened is being on your show, you've asked me to create these wild and crazy things like the Indian nachos a couple weeks ago.
That was fun.
Well, let's give them a little background, because when we have a chef on, especially seems to be in Rob's case, it's not always Rob goes, hey, I have all these crazy things. Sometimes we say, hey, here's the parameters we want, Rob.
Yeah.
What can you do? And the first time you really bring them on, other than testing out with your own family, is right here.
Right. And this is a great story. This is the first time I was on, it was going to be Father's Day, and you said, okay, let's do a Father's Day recipe, create one for us. And so I took steak and beer and mixed it all together and made it 4 or 5 times and came up with a great recipe. And then I got a call the night before from your producer saying, you're cooking with Hathaway, a kid, so you can't use beer.
Rebecca Woods.
Right. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went back to the store. And I said, what if we use Coke instead? I used Coke, and it actually has become my #1 recipe. It's viewed over 200,000 times on YouTube.
My God.
And it's on like about 2 million websites around the world. So that, you know, it's like life gives you lemons, make Coke marinated steak.
So, of course.
Right.
So anyway, so you put these into the book.
And this is a great Christmas gift for a dad. It's great for a dad who cooks, or a subtle hint for the one that doesn't.
I'm going to open it up real quick, too. See if we can get take a look at it, because I don't know about you, but for me it was like, wow, I might even be able to understand that.
That is so
real simple to look at.
So you can enjoy all your, you know, you can watch the video online and then follow along with the book. You've got lots of...
Wow.
I was
Okay. Getting aggressive.
dramatic there.
Yeah.
So many things in the book you've seen on the show. We made the chili. We had the 3 different kinds of chilies. And this is with the secret ingredient, which of course was cream cheese.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
right.
I remember that. Then you made the chicken roll-ups.
Then chicken roll-ups we made in the form of footballs with the purple and green gravy, which in retrospect was a questionable call.
Cucumbers, shrimp, and it's all in here.
It's like a walk down memory lane.
Right, the coconut shrimp, which was actually how I started making videos. A friend of mine wanted to learn how to do that, and I said, I should just make you a video and send it to you.
Rob.
And
this is awesome, Rob.
Cool. And where can you get the book?
You can get it online at cookingfordads.net. And you go to the store and order it.
Thanks, Rob. We always love having you here. Thanks for your contributions to the show over the years, too.
This is very fun.
You can head to KSTP.com, click on Twin Cities Live, and then go to recipes for it. This recipe